Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Shazam, issue number 11. This was a fantastic comic book, cranked up, amped up, dialed up to 11. Granted, I had some Master of Puppets playing in the background, so that might have contributed to the awesomeness of this comic book, but nonetheless, this was cool. All right, I'm going to tell you 5 things about this comic book after I tell you about who made it. All right, Shazam and the 7 Magical Lands, Chapter 7. Writer is Jeff Johns, artist Dale Eaglesham and Scott Collins. Very disappointed I didn't get the chance to meet Dale Eaglesham at Fan Expo Canada recently. Like, that was the only disappointment that I had, was missing him. Michael Atiyah on colors, Rob Lay on letters, Eaglesham and Atiyah on the cover, and Ivan Rice, Eau Claire Albert, and Marcelo Maiolo on the variant cover. And Shazam is created by Bill Parker and C.C. Beck. All right, so check this out, my peeps. We got number 1 on this list. The trees are listening. That was a great line, and it really made me feel a lot like Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons in general. Little rabbit running around with an axe in his hands, thinking that he could trust the trees. Come on now. Like, you got an axe. You might as well set that thing on fire, because trees don't like you. They don't like anybody, any woodsman with an axe. It's not happening. Anyway, let's talk about number 2 on this list. The foster parents' reaction to seeing Billy and Mary turning into their respective Shazams from the Marvel family. That was really cool. The mom's, reaction, I'm like, okay, I understand, but the dad's reaction, that's me. That's me. If I find out one or multiple of my kids, foster or not, can turn into superheroes, I'm like, am I worthy too? Because I raised you. Technically, I'm on Pa Kent, right? And Pa Kent is important. So I'm worthy. Give me some. Give me some. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let me be able to fly, bro. But that is freaking awesome. That is so cool. All right, let's talk about number 3 on this list. Tawny, baby. The coolest freaking tiger on the face of the planet. Nobody's catching him by the toe. Dude, this was very cool. It completely does not work with what we've seen from him prior on this series, because they're all like, oh, I'm afraid. But he was a mild-mannered tiger. It turns out is still a tiger nonetheless. Can't change those stripes, baby. Let's talk about number 4 on this list. The Marvel family calling for help. That's something you don't see superheroes do very often. And all of us normal, without powers people are all like, there's like a Justice League out there, and they say right away, we need the Justice League. Like Wonder Woman knows more about magic than all of us. I mean, like, what's up with that? And dude, Justice League Dark, forget about it. Wonder Woman knows nothing about magic compared to them. So, like, this is what I'm talking about. These are little kids in adult bodies, whatever, but they're little kids who know to ask the adults for help. Now, if only the adults could figure that out. And finally, let's talk about number 5 on this list. There's a whole bunch other I could talk about, like particularly the Wizard Shazam coming back, but I'm talking about Captain Marvel. The next issue says Shazam versus Captain Marvel with a question mark at the end, which is like, I'm surprised you even said that. Like, can they get fined for writing that? Like, can they get in trouble? Because Marvel owns that name. I know there's a whole bunch of people who get pissed off about, oh, well, it's not even right. It should go back to where it belongs. Oh, you mean with Fawcett Comics? Yeah, shh. Bill Parker and C.C. Beck did not work for freaking DC Comics when they created this character. They had their own thing. Wiz Comics never belonged to freaking DC. So I don't want to hear about it. And DC never bought the rights. They just took the character. Anyway, the point is that, yes, this is weird. This is very weird. And there are very few comic books that I want to see more than the next one. Honestly, despite the fact that, a lot of you guys will be like, no, review this comic book first. Whatever comic book I'm reviewing first when issue number 8 comes out, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the first comic book that I read. So I'll just save that review for later, whatever. But this is freaking awesome. This was a fantastic comic book. Definitely go and check this out. I'm especially happy because I've never found a Mary Marvel figure up in in Canada before, and I've looked around a lot, and I've got all of the other figures. I don't have Mary Marvel, but guess what I found for only $15 on what was it, eBay? No, Amazon. I think it was Amazon CA. Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm getting my Mary Marvel, getting all my stuff. I'll pick her up later. Darla. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.